Welcome to the Sean Rowe Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Let's talk about it.
What's up, world? How you doing? Welcome to the Sean Rowe Podcast. It's brought to you by the Media Network. I'm here with my friend Joey Johnson. He's a CrossFit coach and part owner of the Wellness Walk-In Clinic Center. Joey, how we doing today, baby?
What's up, man? How's it going?
I appreciate you coming, man.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you
Out
having
of your
me.
busy schedule, training hard, praying to God. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad
it's
you're here,
good,
man.
I just want to.
I just want to just kind of bring you here, kind of do a quick little education for people, because I know you know a lot about the peptides, and I know you know a lot of training and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna start hitting you machine gun style. We're gonna go off the top with this.
Let's
you know,
roll.
like,
hopefully I can give you the information that
man,
you're
listen,
looking for.
you're a walking encyclopedia when it comes to the CrossFit, when it comes to the peptides. To me, you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from you. And I guess first of all, tell them what you do and what you're about. You know what I'm saying? Just tell the people.
Yeah. So a few things. So my wife and I, my wife is a nurse practitioner. We opened up a family practice, slash health and wellness medical clinic. And so it's called Walk-In Wellness Family Clinic. It's here in Cyprus. We're going on 6 years. And so it's pretty awesome, man. I'd say like 6 years ago, you see them a lot more now, but 6 years ago, you didn't really see these type of self-pay kind of walk-in health and wellness optimization, family clinic styles. And now you're starting to see them a lot more. And I think it's great. I think providing more people with different answers other than just like the traditional medicine route. And the traditional medicine is great. And we are always on that route.
You say you answered it. I was going to say that's great, but also the good thing is that you guys let people feel comfortable when they come in there, and you pretty much could do everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like a one-stop shop.
We understand everybody's body is different.
Right.
The way that you function is going to be according to how you function.
Right.
What you put into your system, what you do to your system, what is your genetic makeup.
Right.
And it differs quite drastically.
Right.
And so
change happens all the time.
100%. So where my wife is amazing at and what we do really well, I think.
She's a genius with it, man. Shout out to Elena. She's a genius to it.
She's the best. She's beautiful. And she's smart, so
and you guys. So let's get to the CrossFit first before I touch that down.
Yeah, absolutely.
What got you into CrossFit training?
Man, so I was a football player growing up. I played football 16 years, all throughout my adolescent, high school, a little bit in college, and I coached football and baseball for a while. And when I stopped coaching, I had a friend of mine, I had a little extra time, and he was like, hey, come out, try this CrossFit stuff. I've done bodybuilding. I've done powerlifting.
I'm an all-around athlete. Let me just add this to the arsenal.
No, I was, I wish I was that. No, it was more like, I understood CrossFit, especially like growing up in the bodybuilding world in the 2010s and in 2000s, CrossFit is almost seemed like negatively. And so I think that's changed a lot, and I think it's been amazing. But go ahead.
You could say this with CrossFit, right? Because, and tell the people, because a lot of people aren't educated about it, but it's starting to get popular now, the high rocks, the CrossFit.
Yeah.
But
I think all that's great.
Yeah, but
I do.
What do you think is the best training style with CrossFit? Like, say, kind of give them an example of all the different kind of things they do.
Yeah, well, CrossFit does really, really well, right? And so you have the CrossFit definition of CrossFit, which is constantly varied, functional movements constantly varied at high intensity. That's what, CrossFit kind of always defines what is CrossFit. But really what I define as it's exercise. And so you are exercising.
Period.
Period. And like
period.
People, I get so many people are like, well, I can't do CrossFit. I turn on the TV and I'm like, well, you're watching like the 1% of 1% athletes in the world.
Right.
They can do everything.
Right. They eat, sleep, and live it.
100%. So clearly you're not gonna be walking on your hands up and down ramps. Like that's just not how it is.
I see a couple of people on there. Like there's that chick, Daniel Brandon.
Yeah, amazing.
She's savage with it. And there's a couple. There's the guy, what's his name? I think Black Smith.
Chandler Smith.
Yeah, he's
a genetic freak.
But I love it because it's kind of like hybrid athleticism,
yes,
right?
absolutely.
Like weightlifting, endurance, and a lot of explosiveness.
Yeah,
right?
So when you think about CrossFit, it's training for sport, honestly. Like, but now it gets interesting when you're talking about like competitively. Now you're like, well, it is sport, right? And so or you're using it as a sport, and so. But generally, what I think some of the best things that CrossFit does is its overall functional movements,
Motion.
It's
Straight motion.
moving your body. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but it's really not. Like, you get up from your chair 50 to 100 times a day. You are squatting all the time.
Right.
When
Not
you
even realizing.
When you were picking up your kids, I have 2 kids, a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old, like
Doing a curl real quick.
Yeah, or deadlifts. Like, you're just picking them off the ground and you're doing deadlifts. And so what CrossFit does is it's going to take movements that we utilize every single day, and you're going to do them all the time in the gym. And the big term that you'll see a lot with CrossFit is jack of all trades, master of none. And I really do think that's a pretty good definition of what CrossFit is in a lot of sense, because you're not a gymnast, but can you, if you really work on it, can you walk on your hands really well? Can you do muscle ups? I think that's great.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, they might not master none, but they're doing a lot of different things, man.
Doing a lot.
Where most people can't do. You
At
know
100%. Like, yeah, that's so. Like, and that's where I think it's fun. First off, it's fun.
Right.
It's really fun when you can go into a class and you're like, well, I'm going to do Olympic weightlifting, right? I'm going to do some snatches or some clean and jerks, right? Which is a high skill lift movement. Or I'm going to do some muscle ups, right? Which is a high skill gymnastic movements, or handstand push-ups, or handstand walks, jump ropes, or you're going to do just basic squats. And so, where I got into CrossFit, it was like, I was done with football. I was an adult, and I had a friend of mine. He was like, "Come try it out."
Find a new passion.
Yeah, and I've always been in the functional fitness realm, just because it's, for me, it's always
stay busy, man.
I want to feel
busy,
good.
Stay active, and the
stay
endorphins
active,
light up.
100%.
Just always working and doing stuff.
I always tell people, and this may seem extreme, I don't know, it may not, but I'm like, can you have 2 kids, or if you don't have kids, you have a spouse, like, can you pick up your spouse?
Right.
And can you run a mile?
Right.
If you need to?
Right.
Can you carry them?
Right.
If
what if it's just an emergency?
100%.
Some kind of move you got to do to save them out the house.
Yes. Can you grab your kids and run?
Run, exactly.
Not like, and so many people, I get this all the time.
I ain't never looked at it like that, but I always look at, like, if something pop off or something goes crazy in the world, I got to be able to grab my people I love and run with them
100%.
to protect.
And so many people are just like, when that moment comes, I know I'm going to be able, like, my adrenaline's, and I'm like, this is where you don't understand. It's like, and this is where
stay ready, man.
And stay ready.
Stay ready.
So so you never have to get ready, right? And so, and this is like, especially when you get into like high competitive CrossFit, I hear this all the time, and they're just like, people train really hard, but if you're not really pushing that self to like that 95, 100%, like hard training, people think that you're always going to rise to the occasion.
Nah, go hard or go home.
You always normally are going to fall.
Facts. Because, like, in the ultra running world and the weightlifting world, I've included certain CrossFit drills in my training now, like, the ski and the row, or the fan bike.
Yeah.
I've included that.
Air
Before
bike.
it was just lifting weights and running. And I've been doing that for a long time. But that's kind of like a base for me now. So when I do touch some of that CrossFit stuff, I'm like, okay, it's a different RPM. I ain't gonna lie. It's a different kind of speed and endurance, but it helps.
Yeah. Now,
it helps.
Where it really shifts is from what you just said, and you're like, okay, now do this in 15 minutes. So like what you just said is like, you're doing the air bike or echo bike, and you're lifting weights, and then you could be doing that. You can go back and forth, which is great. Like for the average person, like I said, you're trying to do functional fitness that is constantly varied at high intensity. Now where CrossFit gets into like the more sports, it's like it's like we're gonna do 50 double unders, and then from there you're gonna do 5 muscle ups, and then from there you're gonna do 3 heavy snatches at like 205.
Yeah.
You're going to do this under 15 minutes.
Gotta respect it, man.
And so 10 rounds, right? So try to do it a minute and a half a round. And so, I did a crazy workout. A great workout is, yesterday, but I mean, it's a moderate, not even heavy, is you're doing 155 on the barbell, and you're doing power cleans into front squats, and then muscle ups. And then you're going to increase your power cleans, decrease your front squats. From 1 to 10, and then constantly increase your
put in work.
Yeah, so it's
gotta respect it.
It's fun, man. It is.
I ultra run and do myself. I said, but go to a CrossFit training session one day. See what that's like, man. Yeah. It shows you what you're really made of.
Man. And it's really cool because what I love about the CrossFit, especially in our gym, I train at what I think is probably one of the best gyms in all of Houston. It's in North Houston, Tomball, at CrossFit Igneous. And
say the name again.
CrossFit.
Let the people know.
CrossFit Igneous, Tomball. 249. It's super easy to get there. Our coaches are amazing, and our community is the best. And so
I'm pulling up too, though. You know,
yeah, dude, come on.
There,
you can come on 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be jam packed. It's going to be 20 plus people there. And what's cool about it is that all of our coaches are there all the time. And so you have a coach that is leading the class, really truly leading. But throughout the classes, you're going to have coaches there, and the coaches there are coaching and helping, and you're going to have people in there from 60, 70-year-old men and women.
So there's no age group for this. Man.
No,
it's
I
love that though, you know,
because it goes back to what I said earlier. It's you're exercising.
Period.
Like
Motion.
really, that's like, yeah, you're going to a CrossFit gym, right? Yeah, and you are going to be doing lifts, right? We always do a strength and we always do a Metcon, right? That's your conditioning, but like you're exercising, you're moving your body.
Motion.
You want to do stuff that moves your body, right?
So let's talk about something else that you've educated me on, because when I did my 100 miles, I took that recovery peptide.
Yeah.
It had the copper in it.
Yeah.
And it actually helped me recover a lot
amazing.
speedier. I felt incredible after the fact.
Yeah.
Because usually the process would take a little bit longer. But once I got that peptide, it kind of sped up the process, man. So just tell us a little bit about peptides, because a lot of people aren't educated with it too,
Yeah, peptides are first off, peptides have been around for a while. So now they definitely have came into the mainstream, and they're really huge right now. But when we think about traditionally peptides, right, insulin is a peptide since really I think since the early 1900s, and so oxytocin is a peptide. And so what people don't realize is that our body's naturally producing peptides all the time.
Wow.
And so
it's just like kind of like a bubble now, right? It's kind of like it's very popular now.
Very popular.
Yeah.
And I think it's very popular for a lot of reasons. And most of them is going to be like your metabolic peptides, right? And so there's different categories, right?
That's
and so
there's so many, right?
Really there's thousands of peptides. There's about 100 peptides that are about FDA approved. Most of those are going to be in your metabolic realm. But really, when you think about like health, wellness optimization, the stuff that gets prescribed, you're talking about a few dozen peptides, 20 to 30 peptides. And majority of them are always going to be prescribed, 90+% prescribed off label. Doesn't mean that they're bad or anything. A lot of them are not FDA approved if we can get into that if we want to. But when you think about most common peptides, right, these are going to be like your metabolic peptides, the tides, right? Your GLP-1s, right? Your semaglutide, tirzepatide, right? That's going to be your Ozempic, your Mounjaro type. And so
as far as athletes go, what's like a popular one a lot of athletes take? Or
so peptides real quick are basically signaling molecules, right? So what makes up a peptide is their chain amino acids, right? And so amino acids pretty much are the foundation building block of all the different proteins that are in your body. And so when we think about peptides, the reason why they're so cool that I think a lot of people are getting into it is that you're using your body's natural pathways, natural signaling process to tell your body to do certain things that it's already doing naturally. Just as we age, grow older in time, we don't do things as well, right? We lose
mobility.
We're not producing as much growth hormone.
I feel it. I feel it,
right?
Man.
Our stomach is right as far as how we eat foods. We are slow down. Our metabolic process slows down.
Enough.
100%. So we're performance type peptides, which I'm taking a performance peptide right now. It's your CJC 1295 and your ipamorelin. And so these are going to be what we would call like your growth hormone, releasing hormone type peptides, which is going to signal to your pituitary gland, we're going to release more growth hormone throughout your body, right? So when we think about peptides kind of work in a different realm in a sense of, like I said, you're using your body's natural pathways and signaling. So when you think about how it works, so like if you have a peptide that's signaling throughout your body, right? When you take more, or you actually take a peptide, like I said, like a performance protein, you're going to either increase that signal. So you go from here to you're increasing the signal.
Kind of just
so more
everything. Okay.
Yeah. So there's more of that signal. You can amplify that signal. So like you can actually increase the amplification of that signal, or you can mimic that signal.
And you see how you break this down? But the key thing is people got to understand this too. You have to exercise. You have to
We
work
can go
out.
back and talk about it because
you know what I mean? Like you can't just take the peptides and expect to be a superhero.
100%.
You have to work
So
out.
peptides, the reason why I love peptides, and the reason why I think they are becoming huge and rightfully so is it's a holistic approach. And so it is a part of a holistic approach of moving your body more.
Motion.
It's like getting up and moving. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not talking about walking. I'm not talking about a basic function of human existence that we have always been doing.
Man,
yes, getting your heart rate up
getting that
and doing
up.
some sort of resistance training, and then because
give your body a challenge.
100%. And so and changing your diet, right? We live in a world where Elaine and I, we talk about this all the time. We live in a world where there's a big distinction between what is simple and what is easy.
Right.
We love to do what is easy. Right. Automatic. We love driving home.
Put in pain, man. Put the pain in, man. Come on.
Yeah, driving home, stopping at
the pain in,
the fast food restaurant.
Hey, you want to win?
Ordering,
put the pain in, right?
100%. We just love doing what's easy. And the reason why I think it is easy and simple is because it is simple. Like it's simple to pack your clothes with you on your way to work. So when you get off of work, you can go straight from the gym, right? That's simple. Right. It's easy to go home and be like, man, I got home.
Relax. It's almost like a natural.
Here.
I'm good. I'm chilling. I'll give you a quick story because you're a father too. You know, my son, he's great at football, real good athlete, you know, and I'm always leaning on him like, hey man, train, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, Dad, you know, I train 5 days a week. Yeah, that's cool. Well, do 6, you know? Do 6. He's like, yeah, Dad, but sometimes, you know, I want to relax. So yeah, you know, you need your recovery days and stuff like that. I get it. I said, but you know, son, you got to put the pain in, man. You know, you watching all these ballers balling and stuff like that. I mean, and he's doing great. Yeah. But my thing is don't ever get laxed. Yes. You know, because there's somebody else trying to fight for that same spot. Always. You know, and you know, some people criticize me in the comment what I say, but I say, hey, ain't nobody remember number 2, man. I mean, that is true. Nobody remembers number 2.
That is true. You know, and you know, and where I see the peptides, and I want to go back and so you asked like, what is a good for performance, stuff like that.
Yeah, like what would be a good one for an athlete?
And I want to circle back to that. And so, but it kind of, we just live in an interesting time now because like, I'm 34. I'll be 34 this year, and you know, I spent 16 years playing football. And there's a lot of people that spent their youth, adolescent, teenage, even in their 20s playing sport and athletics. And now they get to be in their late 20s and their 30s and their early 40s. And they maybe even like lose sight of like wanting to do something like that again.
The focus, you think?
Yeah, I think it's the focus or doing something hard, right? Doing something hard. Like, you know, and realizing, well, you were an athlete for 15 years, right? Like that doesn't just go. I mean, it can go away, but I think a lot of people, they almost get bogged down by like, it might be too much, or I don't know where to start, or I don't know how things can help me. And we live in such an awesome time where like, if you can go to the gym and you can start working, and then you start getting sore or tired and
you want to tap out once you feel
want to tap out, but there's a lot of things that we can take now that is going to help us
and keep pushing us.
Correct. Right now. It's not going to Now it's not going to get you out of bed, right? And now there's like nothing. There's difference between motivation, encouragement. Like there's
but it's
nothing
still mental too, Joey.
But it is like where if you are 40 years old and you are sleeping 6 hours a week or 5 hours a week and you have 2-3 kids, you don't want to go to the gym. I completely understand that.
But that's where the discipline, I think, you know, with the peptides is one thing. I always say like those things are incredible to help you perform as an athlete. But I also think too a mental side of it is that you have to be motivated, 100%. You have to be disciplined to go and do these activities. 100%. You know what I'm saying?
And the peptides can really help.
It helps push you towards that goal.
Because now after like 3 days in the gym where you used to work out 1 to 2 days and you take like 2-3 days off because you're so sore. Right? You're at the gym 1-2 days. You're on it's
a bounce back on the peptides,
it's amazing, man. It's great.
That recovery one I took, I bounced back after that.
The recovery one's great. It's great for more acute strains, more acute soft tissue injuries. And so like a performance blend, what we call it in our clinic, a performance blend peptide is what I said earlier, like a CJC 1295.
So now that you're educating, and I'm glad that you're here, that you could break it down because I'm learning from you too. You know what I'm saying? Now tell a lot of the audience, like, the difference between peptides and steroids.
Yes. So
That's something people got to get correct. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I get asked this all the time. Got asked to do this earlier this week. A guy, and he was just like, I would like to possibly take this peptide, but is this something I'm going to have to take forever?
Right.
Or how long do I have to take it? Is my body just not going to be able to do this afterwards? And I think these are all great questions, but I think a lot of it comes from like misunderstanding. And when we do think about steroids, and so like, and what is a steroid? So a steroid is virtually just the structure of the molecule.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a larger structure made up of the building block of cholesterol. And so when we think about steroids versus peptides, right? A steroid is you are virtually just forcing your body to do something, right? And so you are directly injecting that hormone, right? And so if we want to use like, and these are going to be oversimplifications, but I think everyone's going to understand this. So it's going to be easy.
Break it down as simple as possible.
As simple as possible. So like when you think about steroids or something as simple as like testosterone, right? You are directly injecting that hormone. And so you are forcing your body to do that. While a peptide is that you are asking your body to do that. And so they virtually...
So the peptides trigger things
absolutely
in your body to perform?
So think about like peptides, they're like text messages, right? They're signals. Go repair this tissue.
Like the one I just got.
Yes.
Text message.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like your GLP-1s, right? You're sending signals to satiation, right? Delay emptying your stomach, delay gastric emptying, release insulin, right? Those are going to be your metabolic type peptides. Your somorelin, your growth hormone type peptides is going to be, we're going to send pulses to our pituitary gland to increase growth hormone production or mimic growth hormone.
Whereas steroids
is you are directly injecting that hormone, right? You are directly injecting testosterone and what it does. So think of it as like a 4-step approach, right? So 4-step approach. Step 1, your brain sends a signal. Step 2, your gland receives a signal. Step 3, your hormones, it directs to your hormones. Hormones get released. Step 4, the target tissue responds. Peptides work upstream. So step 1 and step 2, sending the signal, the brain sends a signal, the glands receive it. Steroids or like testosterone, growth hormones, even like estrogen.
Do it.
Yeah, it's like step 3 and step 4. You are sending in the hormones.
Got you.
And you are telling those hormones,
and I think that's what a lot of people kind of misunderstand, that they're two different things, because when you hear needle, you know what I mean? But with any athlete that you've worked with, because you coach a lot of CrossFit athletes, correct?
Yes.
What is the hardest task for them? Like the hardest task when they do things? I mean,
for athletes?
Yes.
Man, so to try to break down the question is a little bit, it's like, you're talking about in the workout specifically?
In the workout specifically. When they're training for an event or something like that, and you got to get them right. Make sure they're 100% of what they got to do for that goal in that event. What would be like the difficulties that you see them having, being that you work with these elite athletes?
Yeah, and so it all depends. Like this is where you're like every coach has got to understand who their athletes are, because the big one is like, okay, what are things that you're really good at? What are things you need to work at? And then how can you make that, because a workout can be 5 minutes and a workout could be 15 minutes. And when you're talking about high-level CrossFit athletes, it's being in the realm of all of those things. So if you are a very fast-paced, high volume, quick, explosive athlete, right? You're going to, more geared towards those shorter interval type workouts. It's compared to like someone like me. I don't move very fast. I'm a power athlete. And so so the longer workouts, more geared plans, the strategy is a big aspect. And so when you actually start getting to the sport of CrossFit, having a clear strategy of how you want to approach it. If you're someone, like I said yesterday, the workout I talked about yesterday, power cleans, front squats, and muscle ups. If you are someone that is really good gymnastically, right, and you could bust out muscle ups, 3, 4, 5 muscle ups really simply, easily, that's not going to be a hard limiting factor for you, then you can go faster there.
So words of wisdom, because we're limited on time. I always like to say the word of wisdom before we get in more. What would you tell anybody right now that wants to take peptides or get into even the CrossFit training?
Get your blood work done.
At the Walk-In
Get your
Wellness
blood work,
Clinic.
yeah. At Walk-In Wellness Family Clinic.
Uh-huh.
You could just walk in, man. It'll be quick. But people don't know. That's the biggest thing. People
Education.
don't know. There's so many people that I talk to that are 30, 40 years old, and they're like, man, I'm ready for a change, and I'm ready to do something. And I'm like, well, when's the last time you got your blood work done? And they're like,
that's the first step. And then come see you at the Walk-In Wellness Clinic.
Get your blood work done.
Yes.
Because at least you can have and that's where Atlanta is great. Atlanta is going to go through, and all of our providers.
She's detailed, man. She
all
did
of
my
our
levels
providers
and she broke it all down to me. God bless you guys, man.
We live in
Good
such
work.
a crazy world now to where doctors, that I think it's like the average time that they're spending with patients is less than 2 minutes.
Wow.
And so it's pretty wild. And so having a holistic approach of someone who can sit down and explain really like what a wellness panel is and breaking down like what actually is in your blood and
Appreciate
why
you,
do you
Joe.
think.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is the Sean Rowe Podcast brought to you by the Media Network. I have my guest Joey Johnson in. Thank y'all so much. Please remember to subscribe. Let's go.
Thank you for watching and listening to the Sean Rowe Podcast. Please remember to like and subscribe.